On today's show, we're putting dog's hair in our mouths because we really tied one on last night. Say what? That's right. We're doing hangover songs. Which tracks did we pour in our cups? Well, I'll tell you all this and more on today's episode of Six Picks Music Club. Welcome to Six Picks Music Club, a music podcast for people that are, oh fuck, I'm gonna puke. Hey, listener, you're listening to Six Picks Music Club, a music podcast. For each episode, we pick 6 songs based on a theme. Thanks for listening to our brand new episodes when they drop every other Wednesday. We really appreciate everyone's support. It's been really fun to do this show going on 3 years now. You can help us grow the show by sharing it with your friends, like and subscribe and all that stuff. And if you're here because you got a degenerate friend who recommended it to you, welcome. We're thrilled to have you. Be sure to go back and listen to all the old episodes and tell us if the show was better before. Let us know in the comments what you think of our picks and whose takes are the best. I'm your host, Dave, and with me are my two dudes, my co-hosts, Russ and Jeff. What's going on, guys?
Hello, Dave.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Okay, yeah. Wait, you guys are here? Everybody?
Hey, man, how are you doing?
I'm just massaging myself with anti-inflammatory gel.
Okay. Is it got a little CBD in there or something?
I don't know what it has in it. I think it has xylazine in it.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gonna get a little zombified with us, get tranked out. Well, good, because like this episode's all about hangovers, and I feel pretty tranked out already.
It's perfect because I am super hungover today. So it's like, and just kind of life hungover in general. So let's do this.
Yeah. Okay, well, anybody want a Bloody Mary? Should we get a password and get into the clubhouse bar?
Sure.
Yeah, what's the password?
Dropping a log, hair of the dog.
What a combo.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. There it goes. Okay, flush twice. Let's get in there, listener. Listener, if you don't know, we went on this cruise. Modest Mouse was the headlining band of this whole festival thing. And so it was like them and Built to Spill and Portugal the Man and then Tropical Fuckstorm and Mannequin Pussy. David Cross is doing stand-up. Blackheart Procession. I'm missing a couple.
So Built to Spill fucking rock, dude. And they have an awesome bassist. She's kind of a badass. And then Mannequin Pussy was that night in the atrium and it was amazing, dude. They fucking brought the house down. It was really good. So the next morning I go get coffee and I'm kind of like just it's about to come out to me, the coffee, and then like just up walks David Cross. So David Cross is sitting there and he was just standing next to me, and so I was, trying to play it cool. I never want to be the fawning fan. I just want to be like hey, I'm a normal dude. If I'll let the game come to me. But he was looking at my phone and he goes, that's actually the wrong time on your phone. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, it's 1 hour after that. And so I was like, fuck, dude. And he was like, what? And I was like, well, I have a massage lined up and I thought I was 30 minutes early, but I'm 30 minutes late now. And he was like, oh yeah, that sucks. And I was like, how do you know what time? And he goes, well, I woke up and it said my phone was in Central Europe. And I was like Hungary? And he was like, yeah. And so then I had to figure out what the hell time it was. And so now I have the right time on my phone. I was like, oh, okay. And so we were kind of like walking in the same direction with our coffees like two grown men do. And I was like, not for nothing, dude, but there's this documentary you did 20 years ago, and there was a bit that you did, and I've been doing it for 20 years, and it's like where I think I explained it before, but
that's awesome. You did his bit to him.
Yeah. He got kicked out of a club in Nashville because he was talking shit about the club owner on stage. Like he was just, and then the guy was like, all right, the guy's name was JT. And he was like, all right, Dave, you're out of here. Nobody talks shit about me on my own club. You're gone. And he goes, okay, let me just pack up my stuff and I'll get out of here. And then he sets the camera down and he goes, we're going to see how long I can stay in the club without actually leaving now. So then the guy, it's like 20 minutes later and the guy comes in, he goes, David, I'm serious. I kicked you out. You got to go. And he was like, all right, I know, JT. And he had like a vinyl record in a backpack. He was just like, I'm just trying to get this into this. And he was like, and it just wouldn't go in. You know, and he's like, I can't. And JT's just in the doorway, just all pissed off. And so I was like, dude, I've been doing I can't get this into this to my wife for like 20 years and she hates it. And he was like, that's funny, man. By the way, well, he goes, I was so fucked up during that documentary. He was like, I was fucking wasted the whole time. And I was like, oh, you can't really tell. But he goes, that guy sued me. And I was like, that guy sued you? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, it was that Trumpian logic of like, just make people pay a bunch of legal fees until they get worn out and they'll settle, you know, that bullshit. And he was like, so when he sued me, I was like, fuck this. I'm digging in. I'm never going to settle. Fuck that shit. And he was like, year and a half later, I gave him $25,000 to get him the fuck off. And I was like, no way, man. That sucks. So that was cool. I had resolved that if I did get to talk to David Cross, I was going to mention that to him. And then I got a little story out of it. And then it was funny. I was like, all right, man, I'll catch you later. And then I realized I had to walk the same direction as him. And I was like, God damn it. Like, because it was like the same. There's just one elevator. You know, there's not like multiple. And so there's one elevator bank. And I was like, oh, I have to go because I had to get to the spa. I'm 30 minutes late for my massage. So then he gets in the elevator and I got him back. I was like, dude, I'm not following you. It's the only elevator. He was like, no, it's cool. It's cool. Don't worry about it. And I was like, all right. And so then we were just kind of like riding in the elevator and then a guy got on who was like a frenzied fan that was like, oh my God, dude, thanks so much for coming out. This is great. And David Cross was like, yeah, no problem, man. No problem. It was, I don't know. It was fucking awesome, dude. That guy he was Tobias Funke. He's fucking Mr. Show. It was so exciting.
We're watching that with the kids right now. Arrested Development.
No way.
Such a good show, dude.
Oh, I liked all of the ladies that Bobby dropped the ball on. He fumbled the bag when he could have gotten laid so many times.
Yeah, Bobby had like 3 or 4 different women lined up to bang. Okay. And he didn't close the deal except for with this one that was regrettable. And I happened to be in the room at the same time.
I was going to say,
and
we didn't tell that story where Jeffro goes back to the room at the end of the night and he's like, okay, because they had a balcony. He's like, I'm going to, sit out on the balcony and watch the waves and the boat and just kind of chill and like have a drink
just, like,
and like I'm going to go to bed.
I felt like I was a little overserved. And so I just wanted to go drink some water and rest. It was like 2 a.m.
And so then he lays down on his little pallet or whatever, and then like you hear the door open and like door swings open.
It's a little bit different than that, David. Not to deet you too hard, but I was in the bathroom and I just put on my sleepy shorts, and so I'm like sleepy shorts, no shirt. Like, so I'm like really at the end of the night. I brushed my teeth. I took my contacts out. I opened the bathroom door, which is right next to the door to the hallway, and in comes Bobby in this like...
She had a lot of gumption. I remember she came up to him at the bar and was just like, you want to go fuck right now? And he was like, all right.
Yeah.
I like your approach.
Yeah, cool. I'm not going to say no. Yeah.
Let's go.
So, yeah.
Because of the implication.
So they walk in and I'm just in there with my sleepy shorts on. I was like, and I looked at Bobby and I was like, God damn it, dude. Okay. Just let me throw a shirt on and some sandals and I'll go to the buffet or whatever. I'll peace out so you guys can have the room. And he was like, no, you're going to stay in here and watch. I was like, no, I'm not, dude. He was like, you're going to stay in here and watch. And he was like, and then she turned to me and she goes, I'm a squirter. And I was like, ugh. I was like, you lead with that, dude? I was like, I was so uninterested. And then I just wanted to sleep.
Then you
and
left,
I was like,
right?
Listen, no, I did. I was like, okay, listen, I'm gonna go lay on the bed. I'm not gonna have sex with you guys. I'm gonna go lay on the bed. I'm gonna go to sleep. I could sleep through anything. And it turns out I can't sleep through anything. I thought I could. I put my arm over my eyes, and I swear, dude, it was like I was a 5-year-old kid that was under their parents' bed while their parents are having sex. Like, that's the feeling that I had inside, which is just like, make it stop, make it end. Please just nut and get this thing over with. yeah. It's just, I hear, there was no banging, but yes, there was
like... getting spritz of squirt all over him. He's like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah. And it's just
Bobby,
the
close
sound
the
of
door.
a jar.
The waves are splashing on me.
Yeah, just a fist and a jar of mayonnaise noise over and over. And it was just, oh, God. I just couldn't get away.
Oh man!
Anyways,
and then we
good
saw
times.
her in the DR. That was funny, and she was really embarrassed.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was just like, "Hey, you're the best," and she's like, yeah." Like,
Okay.
fuck me.
Regrettable.
I'm a squirter. Ugh. I was just too much.
Hi, Squirter. I'm Dad.
Yeah. I'm Jeff. I don't want to be here. It's funny, and he thought it was the funniest shit in the world, dude. That he made me stay in the room, and I couldn't be bothered. I thought in my head I could sleep through this. I'm gonna go to sleep. It's gonna all be over, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, oh man.
Well, y'all want to get into our picks today? Shall we talk about the thing that we felt most every day of the cruise as being hungover? That was kind of the nice thing with the schedule of it all, was that it nothing really had to happen before like 2:00, so you could really
nurse it.
Really just kind of get up whenever you want and then wander down to the buffet and get a coffee and talk to David Cross and then follow him around.
Yeah, drink like 6 Irish coffees and then go to the sauna. Good stuff.
But definitely hungover, which is our topic today. So
could I just add? Before we kick the jams, could I just ask you guys like what your method of choosing these hangovers? Are they songs that you do in fact listen to when you're hungover, or is it just your interpretation of a theme?
These are songs about hangovers, is what I picked.
I see. So they're not ones that you partake in when you're hungover.
No, I would probably not be rocking either of my picks if I were truly hungover.
Yeah, I would like just put on like Dave music if I had a hangover, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where we're going to be a little bit different, because I chose songs that I do actually have on a hangover mix that I play when I'm hungover. So I do have, but I've already played a couple of those songs, like Granddaddy, "Okay with My Decay" is one of my hangover songs, but that was on the what was that? Regeneration? What was that topic? No. Do you remember that? It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
One of our
Granddaddy one?
pods.
Oh,
it's called "Okay with My Decay." It's
wasn't that off the Smiles and Cries, like episode 4, when you were like before you were talking about
and I was talking about the Norwegian word for the regret you feel when you're hungover.
Okay, so check it out. I just asked Google's AI which episode we had the Granddaddy song on, and it went ahead and told me about us as a host and whatever, and that was on the Smiles and Cries episode. So
Google AI knows about us.
I just in Google I typed in Granddaddy and Six Picks Music Club, and it says, what is it? I'll tell you exactly what it said. It said the Six Picks Music Club podcast featured an episode exploring songs by the indie rock band Granddaddy, known for their atmospheric lo-fi sound. Hosted by Jeffro, Russ, and Dave, the show offers musical discovery.
Oh my
blah, blah,
God,
blah,
dude.
I was like, okay.
Oh my God, that's so trippy and weird.
Jesus.
It's going to just take over our podcast. AI will just do it in the future. We'll be replaced.
You know what AI isn't going to do? Is not going to lay in bed while squirters be squirting, you know?
Well,
it will
Bobby's
if I
over
want
there
it to. AI will lay in the bed while I bang my wife
on this poor girl's button while she's just hosing down the other side of the room.
Oh my God. Yuck.
Oh man, so funny. So Bobby.
Pick number 1, baby.
Our first pick is going to come from our third leg of our tripod, who didn't join us on said cruise. Russ, what are you going to lead us off with for our first hangover song?
Pick 1 is called Sunday Morning Coming Down. And before any of you country munchers get too excited, it's not that entirely, right? This version is a bit of a twist on the original. It's performed by a band called Me First and the Gimme Gimmes off their 2006 album, Love Their Country.
On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I wish the Lord that I was
Sunday Morning Coming Down was written by Chris Christopherson and originally performed by country singer and comedian Ray Stevens, whom I only know...
Ray Stevens?
Yeah, whom I only know based on the commercials up like for his comedy videos when I was a kid. You guys remember these?
Yeah, and I used to listen to Ray Stevens with my grandma.
Yeah. So like
For real.
I'm impressed. That's good. Because...
Yeah, I'm impressed with that, I guess.
Well, because like...
It's a very interesting fact for our podcasting.
Even then I knew like as a kid that I would never listen to his stuff. Like, and if I did, I just knew I just probably wouldn't like it. I just watched the commercials. They were always on. I'm like, this is just not for me. I could just tell, and I'm like, fine. Like, how do I even know that? But as an adult, let me tell you, I was right on all my assumptions, and you were correct to believe that I still haven't listened to any of his stuff because I have not, and I still think I would hate it. So, as I saw his name, I immediately thought about. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm sure he's good for certain people, but he's not good for me. Anyway, the next year, which would be 1970, Johnny Cash covered that song and it became a number one hit. Christopherson also recorded it that same year. And then, and Chris later said that the song opened up a whole lot of doors for me. So many people that I admired it. Actually, it was a song that allowed me to quit working for a living, which I kind of love because if you could attribute like the transition from working class to like full-time artist based on one song, like it's like that's one moment. I don't feel like a lot of us have like a very definitive moment where everything just changes to a huge scene like that. I mean, it's normally just gradual, at least for me. Anyway, my band is called Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. They're a punk rock supergroup and cover band from San Francisco that got started in 95. And the founding members consisted of Spike Slauson from the Singing Utters, Joey Cape and Dave Ron from Lagwagon, Fat Mike from NoFX, and Chris Shiflett from No Use for a Name, and later the guitarist for the Foo Fighters, right? The lineup has changed a bunch over the years, but they keep a rotating cast of like who's who from the punk scene, especially during touring, so it's kind of a fun time. Thinking of San Francisco, I was just curious, like, after talking about Joyce Manor and like Torrance, California, is like maybe interesting to see like what are some weird facts about San Francisco that we may not know about, which is one being that there's more dogs than children in San Francisco. Do you guys know this?
What?
Yeah, apparently there's more dogs than they have. Like entire neighborhoods have like dog bakeries, dog acupuncture, and like dog psychics.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, it's one of those cities where there's not a lot of real estate, so it's like kind of expensive to have a room for a child, right? But a dog, you probably just put in the corner.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
So maybe not a lot of parents?
Well, and speaking of that, like, the city also has a municipal unit called the Poop Patrol. And you think with all the dogs, it'd just be there to pick up the dog shit, but nope, it's not that at all. The unit focuses on cleaning up human shit off the sidewalks.
Yeah.
So...
Well, that's the other thing about populations that typically don't have a lot of children around. Homeless people is another one. So, when they do, it's incredibly sad. But you don't see, someone lining up to do a do re mi fa sol la ti do music lesson with a bunch of homeless kids anymore. That's just like that's not San Francisco.
So
it's Chinatown, Jake.
Anyway, one last thing is that, they have more Michelin star restaurants than public restrooms, which I guess explains the Poop Patrol. So.
You just go right in the bay right there. You just, go take a dip.
It's too cold. Also,
San Francisco's a weird place, man.
I read that the fog is named Carl. Do you guys know this? Carl is the...
No.
What?
Carl's the name of the fog?
They named the fog. It's San Francisco fog. It's named Carl.
That explains a lot about all of the Carls I've ever known.
All right, anyway.
Pretty...
Do you want to finish that?
Yeah, got that?
Foggy. All pretty...
yeah. Nope. Okay. I thought you had something good there. All right.
No.
Anyway, okay. So the Gimmes album are their albums are built around like these kind of tight and funny themes. Like each album is like a different corner of pop culture. And like their debut album was called Have a Ball, and it was like it tackled soft rock singers. So like they covered Elton John, John Denver, Paul Simon. Ara Drag was their second album, and it was just show tunes like Sound of Music, West Side Story, Phantom of the Opera stuff. Then there was like the next one was like, it's called Take a Break, and it was like 90s R&B. So Boyz II Men, R. Kelly, Vanessa Williams, like it's just all covers, right? And then this is off their, I think their fifth album called Love Their Country, and it's just a bunch of country covers, like Jolene's on there and it's fun. I don't know. They pretty much take most songs and cut them down to like 2 minutes and just like, play them at punk rock speed, and I get to enjoy the classics in a way that I can actually enjoy them, I think. So I do like this band. Anyway, so they're still putting out music, and they recently changed their name to Spike and the Gimme Gimmes, as it's been essentially just Spike and Friends for years. As I said, the cast is always changing, but I think there might have been some kind of lawsuit against it. As for Hangovers, I'll get like more into the actual Hangovers in my second pick, but I just say like these days, like I try to avoid them at all costs. Like I don't bounce back like I used to, I don't feel like. And a while back,
no way.
Yeah. I mean, a while back, I made a point to like cut back on the drinking, and I'm definitely feeling better these days. Like, honestly, I used to think I didn't get hangovers. Like, I mean, obviously there are certain moments when I definitely had one, but like for the most part, I'm like, no, I can drink a bunch and feel fine. And I think that I may have just been in like a constant state of hangover because like when I actually stopped doing it, holy shit, I feel them so much harder now, but B, like I could have like 2 or 3 beers the next morning. I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely had like 2 or 3 beers last night. How weird. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like cleaning it up a little bit has really like got me more in tune with how I should be feeling, like clean living, if you will. And it's tough. I mean, I still enjoy it, but I just can't go hard day after day like I used to. I pretty much be like, I don't know, pick my poison.
No. I had to pull back a little bit just because, I was blacking out a lot, and then it was a kind of, but I think for me anymore, it's just like it's got to be worth it, right? It's got to be worth it to like go through and like hit it all up and get crazy. But like, there's definitely, a regularity with Fridays or whatever where it's like, okay, cool, we're gonna party. But yeah, the days of just like having, I don't know, 3 to 6 beers a night kind of deal. Like I had to kind of pull back on that and just sort of like, well, we're just not gonna drink on a school night kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's a good rule. I try to keep it to 1 or 2 nights a week.
Yeah.
I had gotten down to like weekends only for a while, and then now I'm just kind of irregular. Like if the moment calls for it, great, and if not, whatever. But I broke the habit of like, well, because I would just like, oh, well, I haven't drank all week, so let me drink twice as much, 3 times as how much can I drink on Friday and Saturday to make up for it? Yeah. So.
Yeah. So like, do you ever see like point where you stop drinking completely?
I don't think so. I mean, my whole the main point of like really starting to cut back was because I know when some fucking doctor tell me I can't ever do it again because like I did too much or something. So I'm like, oh, I would just, if I just like now do it in like moderation and kind of, whatever, like I can probably do this forever. I mean, like, I'm sure as I get older, I'll do less and less, but like, I still would like to have wine with like a good meal, or I want to have these things that I don't want to be like, well, if I have wine, I'm going to want a whole bunch. I'm going to drink a bottle of whiskey and then I'm going to have a heart attack and die. Like, or whatever.
It's weird. Like I did kind of a dry January, and I said kind of, cause I think I drank like 2 nights in January, but, the rest, I was just seeing
I started
what it was
late and ended early, but I was pretty dry.
Yeah. But it's interesting because like I'm not physically addicted to booze. Like I don't really like, oh my God, I just need a beer so bad. It's the taste and the sugar. It's not really that. It's like, but I am addicted to the idea of partying and that it's an available option. Like to have a good time, to go out with people. I'm addicted to the social aspect of it, you know? It's like, hey,
I do like that.
We're going to have a drink and we're going to like, things are going to get a little messy and, you know, we're going to say stuff we're not supposed to say and that's cool. And like the inhibition of it, you know? And so like not having that as an available option was hard for me, even if I am not drinking that regularly, but the option is always there. I like the freedom of that.
Well, I mean, I like the option too. I think I did really, man. When I cut down to just the weekends, I was like really looking forward to those weekends. Like it's like, oh, it's Monday. Is it almost Friday yet? Okay. Oh, it's Tuesday. Are we at Friday yet? You know, like that kind of stuff. And then sometimes you're like, fuck it, it's Wednesday. I'm going to crack open this bottle of wine because that's for my head, you know, like that kind of stuff. And then, I don't know. And then finally, it took a while to kind of break the habit, but still be able to drink. And now it's like, if I drink, I don't feel like I need it the next day. I actually don't even really want to do it the next day. I mean, sometimes we do, and that's okay. I don't know. I just kind of roll with it now. And I feel like I'm in charge now.
I like what you said about like not having to be told that like, well, you drank through that liver and we got you another one, so you can't have another drink ever again because
like
you're not getting another. You're not getting
TV
a third
show.
one, right? We fear becoming Frank from Shameless.
I mean, yes. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah. You're so punk rock, dude.
Especially by a doctor. And like, I don't want the alternative to be like, well, listen to the doctor or die. You know, it's like, how do you
it's lame.
What kind of person are you pick fucking booze over family at that point? You know, you're like, well, nope, but now I can't do what I want to do. And I'm pissed off about it.
It's funny. We were at some party. This was like maybe 6 or 8 years ago. And, we were over at James' house, and his wife was like, you know, doing her thing, holding court at the table, and then Blake's wife came in, and everybody's having beers and shots and stuff, and you know, James' wife was to Blake's wife like, oh, can I get you a beer, some wine, or something? And they were like, no, I'm not drinking right now, or I'm not drinking, and James' wife was like, oh shit, is that how old we are? Where like one of us has stopped drinking and now we're just like, that's how old we are. Where somebody had to stop. Like, but she was just pregnant. So it was,
she was just pregnant. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, I don't know, man. So, I think it was definitely getting out of control and at a certain point, and I don't know, I needed to make a change, and I did, and I'm glad for it now. I'm glad to, like, you know, we're going out whatever next weekend, and like, you know, we should have done the podcast on that following Monday because I will be hungover, I'm sure. But
we're going to Nails next Monday, or like next Sunday, 2 Sundays from now. Go out on a Sunday. We're gonna make an exception. It's for Russ's B-Day too, so gonna be fun, man. You've never seen Nails, right?
Have not. I actually don't know a lot of them, so I've been learning what I need to know to have a good time at this show.
Oh, well, that's a great way to start, man. It's a classic song. When I first saw the title, I was like, oh, cool, like a Johnny Cash. But then it was that cover, and it was still a really fun cover. I love that song.
It's the shit pick!
Okay, I'm up next with the second pick tonight, and for the second track, we are going to hear the second single off the 1979 ZZ Top album, Degueo. Let's ease on into it. This is going to be Cheap Sunglasses.
Spied a little thing, and I followed her all night. In a funky fine Levi's, and her sweater's kind of tight. She had a West Coast strut that was sweet as molasses. But what really knocked me out was the cheap sunglasses. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Gotta love a 2-minute song with 2 different sections for solos. Just saying.
Right?
And a fade out, isn't it?
And a fade out, yeah.
But it is such a groovy song that it doesn't feel like 2 minutes. It feels longer than 2 minutes.
It does feel longer.
It did feel longer to me.
I never thought it would end. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I mean, I think there's like when you think about required accoutrement for journeying out into the world when you're hungover, like I think sunglasses are accessory number one. You know, obviously you got to put on clothes, get dressed, but sunglasses, you got to have those. It's just at the very tip top. I don't even know what you would put into top 5, but I know what number 1 is. Number 1 is definitely sunglasses. Maybe hat. I don't know. Is number 2 hat and sunglasses? Who even knows?
I've never thought about this as a hangover song, but the first verse is very much about having a hangover. It's
right. So that's how I connect it to that or whatever.
You know, I've always just thought of it as it's a fashion statement.
I see why you could see that, because like this came out off of their their 1979 record. There's like, I think their 6th studio record, and it came out like after they'd gone on this 3-year hiatus because
they were working shrimp boats, right?
So the band is Billy Gibbons on guitar and vocals. What?
That wasn't a joke. They worked shrimp boats. They were out shrimping. It's a real thing.
Not exactly. Well, maybe for a part of they were broke. They took a hiatus for 3 years from 1976 because bassist vocalist Dusty Hill was dealing with some addiction stuff, and so he had to go get cleaned up, and he ended up going to Jamaica. Billy Gibbons like went and toured in Europe, and then Dusty Hill went and like worked at the DFW airport. Like he just wanted to feel normal and ground himself again. So like he was like a bag thrower at the airport for a couple of years. And then they came back with this album, Degueo, in 1979, and that's when they had their signature, belly length beards and their dark sunglasses.
They both grew them without talking to each other, right? Like
Right.
I read that they both grew them separately, and they showed up. They're like, "What the hell? Okay, I guess we're doing beards."
I guess this is our thing, doing beards now. It's so like they did beards and their sort of, their Ray-Ban dark sunglasses thing. And it became this
And then the drummer, Frank Beard, didn't have a beard.
Right. One of Rock's longest running jokes. He had like a mustache, though.
So while he was working at the airport, and he was growing this big beard, he was trying to stay pretty, anonymous or whatnot. And every once in a while, he'd get recognized, and a fan would come up and be like, "Are you Dusty Hill?" And he was like, "No. You think I would be sitting here if I was Dusty Hill?" And they're like, "Okay." No, this band's a ton of fun. Incidentally, like Dusty Hill, he first death of the show, he died in 2020 when he had re-injured his hip. Like in 2014, he fell and he hurt his hip and he had to get surgery. And then when they were touring again in 2021, he had to leave the tour because he'd hurt his hip again. It was 7 days later that he died. And his wife said that he suffered from chronic bursitis. Do you know what bursitis is?
Ooh, yes.
It's an inflammation of the bursa.
Yeah. And it's like fluid that forms in your body and just becomes this thing really painful in your joints and stuff from overuse. And when I first read that, I was like, "Oh God, can you die of bursitis?" And that's just how hard he played the bass.
Dude, it was a snowstorm yesterday, and we had the 9 Inch Nails show, and it's in Hamilton, Ontario, which is I don't know, it's supposed to be an hour away, but I mean, it was serious snow. So I had already ordered a black SUV to drive us, so sort of like a limo, but so we could drink and stuff. We go down to Hamilton, Ontario, which is a terrible place. I don't know why anybody would ever go to this city, but right next to it, so is the TD Coliseum, named for TD Bank, who were involved in drug trafficking. But everybody's trafficking now. It's a cool thing to do.
Terrible drugs.
Yeah. There's some drug that homeless people do in big cities up here where they're just like, they're basically like standing around and they're hunched over and they're just
Like
kind of
zombies?
like,
Yeah, what is that?
yeah. What is that drug, dude? It's not heroin because heroin makes you lay down.
Isn't it?
It's some kind of fentanyl or something, but there was like a lot of them that were doing it right next to the stadium. And we're like, man, this place is a godforsaken hellhole looking kind of a place. And we got there we left at 2:00. We got there at 3:30 thinking there would be a big line to like get to the front of the pit. And there was like nobody there. It was like 15 people, and there were like some people under tarps because it was like sleeting outside.
Yeah, so it's called xylazine. And
Xylazine?
Xylazine. Am I saying that right?
Sure.
Also referred to as trank.
That's what, yeah.
Trank or trank dope. But yeah, the zombie drug. It's a colloquial label.
Yeah, it's weird because everybody's standing up when they're on it. I've seen
standing
like
there, like
people in laneways here, and they're just like,
okay, so I'm reading that people use trank, non-opioid veterinary sedative not approved for human consumption, primarily to enhance, prolong, or alter the effects of drugs like fentanyl or heroin. So you mix it with that because it's inexpensive, readily available, and is incredibly sedative.
Mm-hmm.
So it enhances the high of fentanyl. When fentanyl's not enough.
yeah. When fentanyl's not enough for you, you gotta, yeah. Let's
fentanyl just not
multiply
cutting
the
it for
effects.
you anymore.
When fentanyl's just a Tuesday night.
I graduated from regular fentanyl to trank fentanyl, so
things are going
pretty cool,
well,
man. Yeah,
things are going well for me.
Haven't actually left the block in about 3 months, so pretty good with it. No, that sucks. That's terrible. So you're saying it's about like a fashion accessory, and you're kind of right there. Like it definitely starts out as like when you can't see straight, you wake up, you got to get some dark sunglasses. But it is also about like fashion. He starts talking about the little cutie he sees, and she's wearing the Levi's and her tight sweater, and like the thing that impressed me most was her cheap sunglasses. And then at the end, he's like, they come in 2 classes. You can get the rhinestone ones, or you can get the dark sunglasses. So it's like you can be this flashy, whatever crazy image focused thing, or you can just be cool. And it became this whole thing about the band. They were just cool, and it's like that kind of became their whole vibe. Is like this idea of like being these cool dudes from Texas. And I remember at one point Billy Gibbons said like, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm just Texan, and everything's bigger in Texas. So it's just like, I don't think I'll ever leave. I get that a little bit, but I'm definitely more on the liberal side, and
no
fuck all that other shit.
way.
Weird.
I saw that they were that Billy Gibbons wrote the song after like he said that noticing that like the Texans were wearing sunglasses in places where sunglasses made no sense, like indoors at night, in bars, in diners. He's like, what the fuck is it? Okay. He's like, but I kind of like, it's like part fashion, part attitude, part don't talk to me right now. He's like, okay, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I love sunglasses at night, dude. I still wear sunglasses at night because fuck it. Sometimes I just don't want people to see my eyes. I feel like protected in sunglasses in a way. Like I can see them, but they can't see me.
Yeah.
I think like it's just too dark for me. Like I see. Well, that's the other bit. Like you guys had some very fashionable sunglasses on this boat that weren't like actually dark sunglasses, right? They were like kind of smoky. So you can probably see it with them in the dark a little bit better than.
But you can also get like a yellow tint sunglasses.
Like our glasses have to like knock out the Texas sun.
Yeah. You could get the Hunter S. Thompson glasses. Those would be probably cool at night. But
the Hunter S. Thompson is protecting you a little bit, protecting those eyes.
You're just like, you're veiled slightly. A couple other fun things. One of their first big hits was the song LaGrange off of their third record, Tres Hombres, and it's about a whorehouse, the Chicken Ranch, and in LaGrange, they made a movie about it, the best little whorehouse in Texas. And in addition to their songs being part of pop culture everywhere, they're in that. They're the band, the house band, in the dance sequence of Back to the Future Part 3. And that was always fun because they did their little spin of their guitars and then went right back into this acoustic version of the track that they'd done. So, yeah, when you're hungover and you got to go out and venture into the real world, make sure you get like a fanny pack, a water bottle, and some cheap sunglasses. Because if you lose them, they're cheap.
Speaking of hangovers, I did read that the riff for this song came from this long jam session where the band was like half asleep and hungover, and that's where it all just kind of works in there. So
that's awesome. It's like da 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 da. It's like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna play this until it makes sense.
It's kind of a slow, swampy groove, right? It's like
it is swampy.
Well, and you were saying when I first was thinking I probably wouldn't listen to this song when I was hungover, but it does get real groovy and jazzy, very chill. It's definitely got like that southern rock edge. It's funky. I like this band. Cool. All right. Well, that's my pick. And before we get into pick 3, we got to slide on down the streets and see what's happening at the Music History Minute House with Russ.
Music History Minute, we'll dig in their dirt. Rock stars are people, but way more pervert. One fuck of a ride through their dicks and their jugs. Music History Minute is like sex on drugs.
In 2009, Dave Grohl was running himself ragged while recording with Them Crooked Vultures. He was bouncing between Josh Homme's studio, John Paul Jones's legendary Precision, and a newborn at home who had no interest in letting anyone sleep. To stay upright, Grohl started drinking 4 to 5 full pots of coffee a day. The Fresh Pots video shows him in full over-caffeinated meltdown, eyes wide, talking a mile a minute, practically vibrating out of frame. Eventually, the crash hit him like a truck. After days of barely sleeping, his chest tightened so hard he thought he was having a heart attack. He ended up in the ER, convinced something was seriously wrong. After a long round of tests, the doctors told him the least rock and roll diagnosis imaginable. He wasn't dying. He was just so overloaded on caffeine that his body finally hit the brakes. They told him to quit coffee immediately. Grohl later said the recovery was miserable and summed it up in the most Dave Grohl way possible. Decaf blows.
Nice.
There is a video. It's called Fresh Pots, and it's on the Them Crooked Vultures YouTube channel. And it is like Dave Grohl, who was just, again, over caffeinated, yelling fresh pots to everyone who asks him any questions because he wants more coffee. And he just is zany out of his brain with caffeine. It's kind of funny. It's 2 minutes long, but
so
anyway.
Kyle Gass of Tenacious D went to rehab for caffeine and weed. And he said he felt like Jack Black sent him to rehab. This was only it was 5 or 6 years ago, but he said he was embarrassed because there were people in there that were on heroin and fentanyl and stuff, and he said they're just because he was taking caffeine pills and smoking weed all day, but it got out of control where he couldn't. Yeah, he was taking so much caffeine.
Yeah, I mean, you get to a point when
I suck dick for coke.
Yeah, exactly. What does it get to the point where what, Russ?
Oh, just where your body is. You got to stop. I know it doesn't sound as sexy as I was doing heroin and or whatever, but no matter what, if it's killing you somehow, you got to stop or ruining your life or something.
Yeah, I wonder, is it with caffeine? Is it with alcohol where they're if you have one more drink, you're going to die? It's you have one more Diet Coke, you're dead, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not, but I mean,
is it that destructive?
But you might have a mild heart attack. Is probably the thing. You're okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. I don't want to have a heart attack because I drink a cup of coffee. Fuck.
Yeah.
Music History Minute is like sex on drugs.
Decaf blows. Well, stay hard, Dave.
Welcome to the middle pick fuckers.
All right. Well, next up we got pick 3, and Jeffro, you are up. What do you have for your first Hangover song, sir?
We got Otis Redding's Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, which, as I explained, was released posthumously. That means after he passed away in 1967. Hit it!
I've had nothing to live for, and look like nothing's gonna come my way. So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time.
This is the ultimate, to me, the kind of captures at some point during your hangover day, you get like a feeling of loneliness, I think, or existential dread. That's like, what am I doing? What's my place in the world? And this song to me is like a rumination on that. And it's, it's about just like letting the time burn away. What am I doing with my life? And Otis Redding, just how old do you think Otis Redding was when he sang this song? How old do you think the man was?
It sounds like he's like 38, so I'm going to say 22.
Yeah.
He
was 26 years old. He was 26 years old. He sounds like a grown-ass man.
Is that when he died? He died at 26?
So he finished recording this song on December 8th, 1967. I said the wrong thing earlier. It was released in 1968. The record and the song in February 1968. He finished recording it December 8th, 1967, and he died on December 10th, 1967. He died.
Yeah, I knew it was shortly
after. A couple of days after. Yeah, it's a typical story from the 60s of rock star or soul star with a airplane. It's foggy and rainy outside, and they have to get to the gig anyway. And they're flying from like Ohio to Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah, and they were 4 miles away from Madison, and they crashed in a lake, and one dude survived. One guy survived. Like he just said he held on to a seat.
So the thing that sucks about that is just that it's like, yeah, you didn't die instantly because the plane exploded. Like you crashed in a lake and then you drowned. Ugh.
Yeah.
What an awful death.
The guy that lived, he said he held on to a seat, and like the seat in front of him, and it bobbed up, and he bobbed up to the surface. He couldn't swim. And so he was just holding on to a seat, and it found its way out of the plane, and he went to the top, and the rest of them plunged to their death in the cold waters of like whatever the fuck outside Madison, Wisconsin. Sucks, dude. Yeah, anyway, he was 26. He was reputed to have 400 pairs of shoes and 200 suits because he was making money as a singer, dude. People loved Otis Redding. He already had, by that time, I think he had done 5 records between 1964 and 1967. When he was 15 years old, he started playing music and he joined Little Richard's backing band. And so he was gigging when he was a mid-teenager, and then just came out and everybody loved him, dude.
But like he was also like an incredible worker, right? Like he would work so hard. He had like marathon recording sessions, and like when he would perform so hard that they said like the next day, like it sounded like he just came through a storm. Like he was just like couldn't like I don't know if he could go like 2 days in a row performing the way he did. So I wonder if that's like why his voice sounded so mature.
Yeah, it's like super soul.
Yeah, just like gave it everything.
He's super soulful, man. It's like quintessential soul music, and sometimes people call him the father of soul, even though James Brown also has that title. But yeah,
So is he like the cousin of soul or the uncle of soul?
Yeah, I think the first cousin twice removed of soul. It's a pretty complicated tree. No, but he wrote the song. He was like he was on a boat in Sausalito, California.
Can you marry your first cousin twice removed in Utah? Is what I want to know.
Yes.
Why would anybody know that?
I would almost guarantee it. Almost guarantee it.
Erroneous. So he was what?
He was living on a houseboat in Sausalito, California, and he wrote the words to this and then slapped it on top of an atypical melody that his label was like, that's never going to work. It's kind of like when they wrote the bass line for Billie Jean and Quincy Jones was like, that's not going to fucking work, dude. It doesn't sound right. It's too long. And then it becomes like a number one hit. The same thing happened with Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. They were like, he was inspired by the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's record, and he was writing something that was like a little bit different and strange, all of the people in the studio, the musicians were like, this isn't gonna fucking work, dude. It's not right. And then he's like, it's gonna work. And then he died, and it's a number one hit the next like a couple of months later.
Do you know the whistling at the end he was planning on going back and putting lyrics in place of it? That was just a placeholder.
Yeah, it was a placeholder. Yeah, he couldn't remember the fourth verse or something.
It's fucking cool. And then and now it's like the iconic part of the song. It's like,
yeah, and it works like as an interpretation of the song.
So I think that's the deal for me with this song. Sorry to cut you off, but like it is a really like there's such a sense of melancholy. Like if you just listen to the lyrics to the beginning of it, you talked about loneliness, but it's just like it goes from being this thing that is like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? I'm wasting my life. Like I'm doing nothing. But then it's like it switches with that whistle because it's so carefree and so just easygoing that it's like you're like, oh no, he doesn't care. Like this is he's enjoying that he's wasting his time. He's like, it's like nothing's bothering. It's just perfect right now. And so like,
or it's like the gloss that you would put on. You're feeling the melancholy or the existential dread, and you're just like, well, just whistle over it. You know how are you supposed to approach that? You can't wallow.
Or it's the beginning of the next season, right? Like,
oh yeah, could be that.
Okay, I'm starting to feel better now. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, it might be.
So I kind of like it though as this idea of like how it flips for the listener as like, oh, you're like, oh yeah, no, that sucks. Like, oh. But then he's like, no, you guys are like fucking getting way too caught up in just taking a minute to like do nothing and watch the fucking sunset. So like, chill out. Like everybody should be glad to be wasting time. Like don't fucking go so fast. I don't know. I love that bit about it. I didn't know that was a temp piece to it, but like that is such a huge, like it changes the whole tone of the song for me. It goes from being something that's kind of just kind of like, that's like Margaritaville, where it's a whole song about like, whatever, just how everything sucks, to just like it being like, no, this is what's great about it is that like I don't have a fucking thing to do and I don't give a shit. Like I'm just doing nothing, and that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's from melancholy to contentment, maybe. And I feel like I do ride that wave when I'm hungover. Like I feel kind of shitty, and then I'm like, ugh, like what have I done? And then you kind of move into like you start to feel better through the day, and you're like, no, everything's gonna be all right, dude. I think I'll throw on some tunes, and ride it out. We're gonna be all right.
It's really why we should have a 4-day work week so that we just have that extra day to just recover, write it out.
Just as long as they never change school days to only 4 school days. 3 weekend days.
That can happen in about 16 and a half years when my daughter graduates, and I'm okay with that. But
yeah,
then it's their problem, not mine.
God, could you imagine when like AI takes over and nobody has any jobs and we're all just getting universal basic income and we just have to sit at home with our fucking kids all day? Ugh.
You think we're going to get universal basic income?
It'd have to be. Dave, how else is it gonna, like, okay, imagine you have AI doing all jobs, like driving cars and doing everything else.
Then
What are you gonna do with it? Like,
No one's gonna buy anything.
yeah, have to have food and shit.
we ride the bicycle so that like the AI has electricity. Like, yeah, they're not going to give us money. Like, that's never going to happen. We're going to be in the back of the train eating people. You know, it's like Soylent Green.
No, what they say, once you hit 15, 20% unemployment, shit's going to get nasty out there. Like looting and rioting and like, yeah.
Yeah, why are we doing this again? It's so weird.
There'll have to be basic income because like...
Yeah, there has to be. It's the only solution.
That's where like welfare comes from, right? Is to like keep people from doing that.
But the crazy thing about that is that like people need to occupy their brains with work. Like people need work. And so when we're just about to put everybody out of work and it's just like, hey, just sit around your fucking house and we'll give you everything you need. It's going to be a nightmare, dude. People are going to go nuts.
Somebody said at one point, like, man, wouldn't that be great if like we could just like create art and just like write music or just like make movies or do silly podcasts, like, because we didn't have to worry about like earning a living or whatever. Like, that would be the goal, is that like you're freed up to do all of these other things that like are creative that AI can't actually do. But like, I don't think we're ever gonna. That's such a utopian idea. I don't think that's ever gonna.
But work is creation. You know, like it. Not everybody wants that. Like some people have shitty jobs, and so I get it. But you are doing something and being useful in some way, and to just have that ripped away from you, you're just gonna be like, "Fuck, dude!" Like.
I don't know that every person has like the same kind of fulfillment from their job as like people who are enriching the lives of children do. I think like you're in kind of a privileged position there to like say, not just that like you're creating something, but like you're helping people, you know, like there's plenty of people out there that like go to work and don't get that same feeling back. It's like they're there because they have to be. They're doing a job because it's required.
Even when I did, menial labor, like delivering pizzas, and I did tons of different jobs like that.
No, sure.
I was still fulfilled by them because you're earning and and it's like, you know, you're getting things from point A to point B. You know, it's like somebody's got to do this job, and there's like a respect in that, and it feels good, dude, to deliver pizzas and get a $5 tip. It's good. You know?
Yeah, no, somebody said you did a good job, right? So like that's like the reward is that like you provided a service, right? And so like that is creation, but like there's lots of jobs that don't give you a fucking tip, you know? Like you just go and you punch a ticket and then you make a thing, or like
I think that's just dispositional is what I was saying. I think that there are people that are like, oh, my job fucking sucks, dude. I gotta go, like, I work at Foot Locker. But like if I worked at Foot Locker, I would enjoy working at Foot Locker. You know, I'd go get the shoes and bring them out. I'd want to be busy, pass the time, you know, talk to customers. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think the people that hate their job, oh, I hate my job so much, or like they're just dispositionally prone to complaining about shit. You know?
Do you think it's because like they didn't like get to do the job that they wanted to do? And maybe that's some people. Yeah, they feel overqualified.
I mean, if there was
like
basic income or whatever, universal income, and I was just getting paid, you know, like that would be great. I would just fucking do projects constantly. I would just like, I would be great with it because I would go create shit because that's what I try to do anyway. So I would have a great time with that. But I don't think a lot of people would though. I think a lot of people just sit around and be bored. I think they need more structure. I think I'm pretty structured. I can get myself to get up every day and fucking work on what I'm working on and but like, that's just like my self-discipline. I think a lot of people like I have to be at this job or I'm going to get fired. Otherwise I'm not going to do shit. If I don't do shit, I go crazy and all that stuff. So I think it just depends on who you are as a person and how much you can do by yourself. Like, I think some people working at home is a terrible idea, while other people, it's a fantastic idea. It just, again, you know, some people need that pressure or that structure
Yeah.
around them to get things done, I think.
Okay.
Well, that was a nice dystopian segue.
Feel it in your core, it's pick 4.
Let's move along, I guess. Next up, we got Russ with pick number 4. Pick number 4, baby. Let's see what you got. What do you have, sir?
Got a song called Hello Hangover. It's off the 2007 album More Late Night Transmissions With, and the band is called Jaya The Cat, so it's More Late Transmissions With Jaya The Cat. Here we go.
Drinking Bloody Marys in an aisle seat with the rest of the late night zombies singing, hello hangover, how you doing, my old friend? Maybe we'll sit and have a drink and talk things through, man, 'cause I don't have time today to waste on you. If you call me tomorrow, well, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, man, I dig that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Okay, so Jaya The Cat formed in Boston in '98. They're like a blend of reggae, ska, and punk. A little bit of like dive bar storytelling, if you will. Their name is super clever, right? It supposedly comes from they had this cat named Jaya that they used to haul around in their van on the way to gigs, and they decided to name their band after it, I guess. They broke out with some early recordings, earning the attention in the U.S., but really caught fire in Europe. And then after some lineup shakeups and a growing European fan base, the band made a jump across the Atlantic, relocating to Amsterdam and kind of rebuilding themselves from the ground up with new members and a new home base where they still reside. Their third album, which is this album, the More Late Night Transmissions With, is where the band settled into a bit of a more relaxed reggae leaning sound that contrasted with like the harder punk songs of the earlier work. So it's a little bit more chill. Anyway, thinking about the song, I just want to say that airplane drinking is fun, right? but my plane flights has never lasted long enough for me to get a hangover from one, so I won't be talking about that. I suspect yours have, Jeff. You ever had a plane hangover?
Like where I have a hangover on the plane, or that I've drunk on the plane?
No, like where you gave yourself a hangover from drinking on the plane.
There's seriously only one time that I did that, and I was flying to, I think it was just to London, and there was this, it was from Canada, and there was this like guy on it it was me and my wife, and there's this guy that was chatting with us, and he was just very talkative, and we sat there and were just pounding bottles of wine, and everybody else is like asleep. It was an overnight, everybody's asleep, and we're just like guzzling wine the whole time. And by the time we got off, I was like, holy fucking shit, dude, what are we gonna do? Like, this is a problem because now we have to stay awake. It's like the daytime in London. it was horrible,
Dude, I did the exact same thing. Like, I was going to visit my brother in Sicily, and I was flying from Toronto, so I went up to Dave, New York's, and then spent the night with him and hung out, and then we went to Toronto and then to fucking London. And like, it's an overnighter, and so we get on, and they bring everybody else like a complimentary glass of wine. I was like, oh yeah, cool. And then they go back, and they offer somebody a second glass, and then everybody starts to kind of fall asleep, and I'm sitting there writing in my journal thing or whatever, and I was just like, hey, could I get another glass of wine? She was like, okay, cool. So I have a third glass of wine, and then I'm like, hey, let me get another hit of that. And she's like, I think you've had enough. And I was like, we're on a 14-hour flight, and I'm not going anywhere, so I think I could have another one, don't you think? And she was like, okay. Just like poured me another glass.
He's like, hey, I'm being quiet right now. I can be much louder if you want me to.
I wasn't making a scene or anything, yeah.
That's so funny. Like, you get guff for it. I remember on that trip, I like walked into the back galley, and I was like, listen, we're on just a real celebration kind of a trip. And like, I'm just hoping to, like, do you just want to give me a bunch of bottles right now, or would you like to come back by every single time? Like, how do you want to do it? You know, it's like, I'm happy to pay for them. Like, I was just, and then she was like sliding me bottles, and then I'm just like, I don't know. It's like, maybe it was just a temperament thing. I think eventually she did go like, you need to quiet down a little bit. There are people trying to sleep around you, because we're just like bullshitting the whole time. But anyway, man, I'm surprised you got cut off after a few bottles, is what I'm saying. You gotta butter those flight attendants up a little bit, show them, the ropes.
Yeah, this was before I knew how to win friends and influence people. Yeah. Before
you knew how to speak to a live woman.
Before I had felt the touch of a woman.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot in the story you're fucking journaling. No wonder she's like, oh my God.
Okay, in this universe, I'm journaling.
Yeah.
But you're also, how old are you? You're like 24 or something. 25.
25.
Yeah, and like you looked really young when you were 20. Like you look like a punk kid. You look like you're probably 21. She's like, okay,
yeah, that's fair.
Like I don't need you puking all over this fucking plane or whatever.
Fair. Yeah. I look young.
I mean, it's a thought.
I look young. So this song struck me as being like surf rock. I was kind of like, there's the kind of both the sort of cadence, which I now say, oh shit, surf rock is fucking reggae. What a fucking appropriation. But you got that little kind of jangly thing, and then but the sort of slidey wow guitar in the back, and I was like, oh yeah. So when you said they're from Boston, I was like, what the fuck? I thought these guys were like Southern California or something.
Even like that little riff is like the like it just sounds kind of surfy. Yeah, for sure. You're right, but yeah, they're like I guess it kind of slid more into reggae / surf rock because you're right, it does. I hadn't thought of that, but you are spot on. Okay, but what this song does remind me of, though, are the days when you had like a really hard night and you wake up and the hangover's coming, but it hasn't hit yet, right? Those two, you're like, okay,
right.
I'm
You're
still feeling last night pretty good, but like, this is going to be bad. So you're like, okay, the solution is not just hair of the dog, right? Because that ain't going to cut it. Like you have to fully commit to a full day of like running away from this fucking hangover. Just staying ahead of it. Like it's like that instance where the dragon is chasing you almost. You're like, okay, fuck you. I'm going to keep going. Man. And this was like, God.
I like to refer to this as 2008 to 2011 of my life.
Right. I was going to say, for me, this was when we were in Houston. My God,
right.
Which was 2011 to 2014.
Because you guys would come to Austin and we would fucking rage all night Saturday. And then we would go to Zach's and just like drink Bloody Marys until 2 o'clock. Yeah. And then we would go to my house and we would drink beers and watch fucking football until your wife was like, we have to go. It's going to take us 2 hours to get home. And it's 7:30. And you're like, we'll have one more.
Yeah.
Those were some really bad
we did that also when we were in the Valley. Yeah, this was a good portion. But this particular portion that I'm thinking of was like, yes. Okay, so I did a lot of that. This is probably like,
the royal we.
But and then me by myself. Like lots of this is a recurring. So this is why I don't drink as much as I used to, because this is how I used to live it, right? Man, so like this was like in Houston, this happened a lot, and we had this pub called the Firkin and the Phoenix. I think they're just the Phoenix now, but they would open at like 8, and they serve food and drinks.
I guess it was always fake, but they shaved it.
It's a merkin.
Oh,
it's
merkin.
A merkin
Shit,
reference.
You're right. It's not firkin. And the Birkin is the bag. Birkin, merkin, firkin is something completely different. What is a firkin? That's firkin like crazy.
Yeah, it's like a British pub thing, I think.
Okay. All right. So you had a British pub that was in walking distance.
They would open at 8, and like they always had like.
Do you think anybody's ever said my merkin's a merkin?
They make it in Western Kentucky.
My merkin's merkin.
My shit's made in the USA. My merkin's merkin. Wait, your merkin's a merkin is what you're saying? Yeah. That is what I'm saying.
Is that merkin?
But wait, hold on. It's like an Abbott and Costello routine.
But where is it from?
Yeah. I know that your Merkin's a Merkin. That's a tautology.
Clearly,
of course it is.
Clearly you're baby fresh under that fake thing, but like, where did it get made?
Yeah.
Anyway, so they would open like at 8. They serve food and drinks. They would play like they would just like they had all like the Premier League soccer games on, whatever. And so like all the fucking Europeans in Houston would be there, and like it didn't matter. Whenever the game started, they would be there watching them. So you would just get there, and they're always like, "Yeah, it's fine. Come on in." Like I don't even think that they actually opened in like until 10, but if there was ever a game on, they would always, and there was always games. So like we would just show up whenever, and they're like, "It's fine. Come on in." And so like we just like those guys would just be getting trashed and watching fucking football or soccer or whatever, and we would just go outside to the little patio and just start ordering food and fucking Bloody Marys. And just like, man, they made the owner was Vietnamese, and he made these Bloody Marys with mushroom soy. They're the fucking greatest Bloody Marys. Yeah, the greatest Bloody Marys I've ever had. Like, and I've had a lot of Bloody Marys, and they're the fucking best. Like, it's so good.
Huh.
Anyway, we used to just drink them like crazy. This is, of course, before kids.
Firkin Merkin? What is this place?
Yeah, the Firkin and the Phoenix. It's just called the Phoenix now.
Firkin the Phoenix. Okay.
Yeah, he's still there, and they still have. One of my wife's friends went to Houston for work. I don't know, a year or two ago, and she told her, "Hey, you should go check out the Phoenix, see what you think." And so she went and she ordered Bloody Mary, and so they were fucking outstanding. So they're still great. Apparently.
Okay.
So.
Well, because wife and I are going to go see Tame Impala in Houston in September, and like,
dude, that's a great place to nurse a hangover or to pregame. I think like it's a great place.
I'll put like a Merkin in my shirt, so it'll be like a chest hair thing.
The chest hair,
because I can't actually grow any chest hair because I'm a Ken doll up top. Okay,
yeah.
So at the Phoenix, you're drinking Bloody Marys, you're ordering food.
Oh, we would just like, you just start drinking. We would fucking sit there, and sometimes we would drink all day long. I don't even know what our tabs were, but it didn't matter. Like, we were in Houston, we were making decent money, and we had no kids, and we would just sit there and drink Bloody Mary after and we would do it all fucking day.
You said it's mushroom soy is the ingredient?
I believe it was mushroom soy, yeah.
Huh. By the way, Merkins, the reason that they started wearing those is they would shave off their pubes to fight lice, to fight pubic lice. And then they would be like, well, we can't just have bare pubes, so we've got to now pretend to have hair on them, you know?
Did you and Ned and Charles pubes? and did y'all have to do that when y'all were like sharing molluscus towel?
Yeah, we had to shave it off, and then then we just we just cut up blankets and made them into Merkins.
They just put all the pubic hair in a glass jar, left it out in the sun for a while to kill all the molluscus or whatever, and then they just kind of taped it on or glued it on.
Everybody got a glue stick and then shook it on like some glitter paint.
So disgusting, dude. So what's that thing you use for fake mustaches? It's called something
spirit gum.
What's that? Spirit gum. Yeah, just a bunch of spirit gum and shavings. Sick.
And to make it look natural, one would just grab a handful and go and let it just fall.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so funny, like how that was the thing. Like, I think we went there with your father-in-law one time, and he was like, "This is a nice place."
Oh, to Zach's, right? Yeah.
So Russ's father-in-law thinks of himself as a person who has fine taste in wine and food, and he does to an extent. But it's also sort of anytime that like we went somewhere that was of my recommendation and it got his seal of approval, it felt like a victory. And so like we went there and he was like, "Oh yeah, I like this place." And then we realized it had a Bloody Mary bar. And like back then, the idea that the bartender or your server would just bring you a pint glass that was full of ice and then half full of vodka and then direct you to another little sidebar that just had every kind of mixer you could ever want to put in a Bloody Mary, and you get to just like to your heart's content, like custom it however you want.
Olives and shit.
It was
and
just like
pieces of celery. Yeah.
And then the pro move was to take it up to the bar and be like, "Hey, homie, give me a splash of Guinness on top of that." And it was just like, that became this whole other adventure of like, how do we craft the most perfect Bloody Mary, and then like eat half of an order of Eggs Benedict, and then like decide we need to get whiskey.
It's good to have a bit of Guinness on top of the Bloody Mary. I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. If you're at a place that's doing Bloody Marys and they got Guinness on draft, have them do like just a splash at the end.
Nice. Do you ever put Worcestershire sauce on yours?
Every time.
Yeah, so I think it's mushroom soy takes the place of that. Maybe.
Well,
I don't know what
all
mushroom soy
onion.
is. I'm going to have to look that up. I literally have never heard of that.
No, yeah, it's mushroom soy sauce. Yeah, it's just soy sauce, but mushroom flavored soy sauce.
Oh, soy sauce. Okay.
Sorry, I should have said that.
Got it.
Well, nice, man. No, I like that song. That was super fun. I like thinking about eating food in Houston, too. I'm excited about it.
I'm
That's
pretty
fun.
thirsty
That is
for
fun.
a Bloody Mary right now. I wish that I
All
had
right.
one.
Let's pause the show. We'll come back tomorrow.
Let's take a break and chew the fat. Play that motherfucker.
Jeff, Russ, and Dave in the motherfucking chat. Chewing the fat on stuff weird and whack.
Next up, we got Chewing the Fat. Chewing the Fat this week is brought to us by breathoracle.ai, the world's first AI-powered platform that tells you how bad your breath actually smells based on what you ate today. Did you ever finish your lunch and think, am I fine or am I ruining lives right now? With breathoracle.ai, you log your meals, whatever it is, garlic naan, cold brew, a tuna melt, the 3 mystery mints, and then the algorithm, it calculates your projected social radius, your PSR. And it doesn't just say like bad, or, it gives you real data that says confident handshake distance 2.5 feet, or romantic lean-in probably extremely risky, elevator survivability low. So, by using advanced machine learning trained on over 12,000 awkward office interactions, breathoracle.ai predicts whether you are in a fresh meadow, neutral human, or active chemical event. Plus, premium members get real-time alerts like, hey, don't do the close talk thing today. So, before your next meeting, date, or podcast reporting, know before you blow. Visit breathoracle.ai and use promo code 6PIXMouthfeel, all caps, for 10% off your first breath risk assessment. Breathoracle.ai, because someone should be honest with you. All right, Dixie, let's hear that fat.
All right, have I told you guys about the garlic? About like my issue with garlic right now lately?
No. You have an issue with garlic?
Yeah, like I don't know.
What's going on? 6
months, maybe even a year ago. I became very, like, my sense of smell like became very acute, I guess, and I can fucking smell garlic on people's breath like 5 feet away now, and I'm just like, oh my god, and it's like it is wrecking me because I'm having a hard time having conversations with people, especially when I'm like, if I can anyway. So I completely stopped cooking with it. Like, we have like no garlic, no fucking onions in this house because I cannot handle it from anybody.
What?
And as soon as I stopped cooking garlic in the house and stopped eating it, I can fucking now smell it so much fucking farther away. People are walking by like, ugh, I can smell everybody's fucking breath from who knows where, and like downwind, I'm like, somebody ate garlic today.
You're turning into a werewolf, dude.
No, he's turning into Van Helsing. Do you have Van Helsing blood in you?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It is so crazy. And so I have these like, so like, you have to like eat parsley. Parsley will kill garlic breath, right?
Sure.
So that's the thing you can do. So the kids will eat fucking school lunch that, like, I swear they just like soak it in garlic, and it was like, ugh, kid, you gotta stay, like, so like now I put the fucking parsley in their smoothies to like fucking, because you can't make a kid eat parsley because it tastes like shit, I think. But I put in their fucking smoothies to like curb that, and then I also have these fucking
wow,
like parsley oil breath pills that like I hand out when it's like too much for me to like handle. So
You've got like a little herb garden in the console of your car, and when you pick them up after school, you're like, take a bunch, chew on this shit. I can't deal with you.
Russ
Chewing
is
the
gonna
fat.
end up. Russ is gonna end up murdering people. Like I could already tell he's like starting to move in that direction.
it is a fucking weird problem.
And then he's
I don't
gonna
even
like eat
know.
his
It's a weird
Cheetos
problem.
with chopsticks while he watches them bleed out in the corner.
yeah. Be like, you're regretting the decision to eat garlic now, aren't you, John? I didn't know.
Oh my god! You should you should get one of those little Listerine fresh mint like strip things dispensers by your front door, so that anybody that comes in.
No, it's,
they
those
have
are,
a
it's a
little bit of-
fucking problem. It's a problem for me. I don't even know.
Yeah, that's fucking funny.
And now when I like, and if you add too much garlic to something, like it is overpowering for me. Like I don't know, garlic became this like huge sensory thing for me. Anyway,
Maybe you are a vampire.
So I'm sensitive like that to one smell, and it's mildew. And I obviously, like everybody else in the world, I hate fucking mildew. But dude, I can smell mildew on like, it'll be the most minute thing. If my clothes have any mildew in them, like even just a tiny amount, like I can't wear any, like in towels and shit. Like I'll just throw them away. I'm not even going to fuck around with that stuff. You can't get it out, dude. Once it's in there, it's like you can wash and wash.
Put a load in the dryer, and you leave it for a day, and you just throw all that shit away.
Yeah, exactly. You leave one load of wash in for like 12 hours and you're busted. But like, yeah, dude, shower curtains smell like mildew. Fucking often kids smell like mildew just because they're like, they're not clean and they're around dirty shit all the time. And, oh my God, dude, hair smells like mildew.
Probably because their parents are really bad at doing laundry, and they just like, they forget, and they're like, fuck it, I'll just wash it one more time. Throw some baking soda in there, and then like it, And then they get in the soccer van, and little Johnny is like...
The only thing that kind of works for mildew smell, I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you put vinegar in your wash, you still use detergent, but you drop vinegar in, and it helps some, but then your clothes end up smelling burnt, which is a different... It's like...
Question, can you wash with vinegar and then rewash without vinegar and have no mildew and no burn smell, or...
That's a good question, Russ. I'm not sure. It's a lot of iterations, but maybe so.
And Jeff doesn't actually do the laundry, so
I do the laundry. I know how to do laundry. Laundry's like the first thing I learned because it's fucking simple. You put the clothes in, you hit the button, you put the detergent in, you hit the fucking button, it does it for you. It's like, how do people not know how to do laundry?
You're the one who throws away a load of clothes because you can't get the fucking mildew smell out.
No, I'm saying I throw out things that smell like mildew. I can't deal with it. Once it's there,
you got to do the science fair volcano thing where you put the baking soda in the laundry basket and then you put the vinegar in the pre-wash. Then it gets in there, makes a volcano, and you win the science fair.
And now back to Six Picks Music Club.
Keep the drive alive, it's pick 5.
All right, so next up for our fifth pick tonight, we're going to go across the pond from 1978 and the last album that was released by the band before the death of drummer Keith Moon. Off of the album Who Are You, we're going to hear the track Who Are You by The Who.
Wouldn't it be funnier if his name is Queeth? Queeth Moon?
So when I was thinking about Hangover songs, there were a couple of I was like, these are probably too obvious but I went with this one. The one I left on the table was Billy Joel's Big Shot, which is all about like the Scandinavian thing you were saying, the omförslag. I'm saying it wrong.
Oh yeah. Fulle angst.
Full angst, yeah, where you wake up the next day and you're like, oh man, what did I do with my life? Like, and that's from the perspective, like the narrator of that song is like, you were an idiot and like, don't even fucking complain to me because you were the big shot last night. Did you have fun? Fucking idiot. But this song, I didn't go with that one because then we would have to talk about Billy Joel, and yeah, that's fine. We don't have to do that just yet.
William Joel.
William Joel of New York. He's from. Did you guys know he's from New York, guys? Billy Joel he sings songs about New York.
Really?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a song that like the people in the world know today because it's the fucking opening theme song of like CSI, every CSI show that ever existed.
Is it? Dude, I didn't realize there are a couple things. I didn't realize I'd never listened to the words of this song, so I didn't realize there's a whole bit about where he's in jail and, you know, they're like, if you could walk away, you can leave kind of a thing. And the second thing is he sneaks in a fuck in there. He was like, tell me who the fuck are you? And I was like,
twice.
Did I catch a fuck in there? I was like, no, I think I just imagined it because I want it to be.
I did the same thing
to be
and
in
then,
there.
Yeah. So that made me start thinking like in popular music, like when is the first time someone said fuck?
Yeah. When was the first fuck in music?
When was the first fuck in popular music?
So this song is it's awesome for a couple of different reasons. There's like this very meta thing about this song because it's like it's about a day in the life of Pete Townsend. So the Who, if you have been dead for the last 60 years, the Who is Roger Daltrey on vocals, Pete Townsend on guitar, John Entwistle as the bassist, and then Keith Moon as the drummer.
His name is actually Queeth Moon.
It's not Queef Moon.
No, not Queef. That's not what I said. I said Queeth.
Queeth?
K-W-E-I-T-H. Queeth is his name.
You would, if you were him,
you're all perverted and trying to be weird.
I'm trying to say bequeath. Yeah, I bequeath.
Exactly.
Moon.
It's short for bequeath. Queeth Moon.
Who are you? Queeth Moon, man.
Oh my God.
Terrible.
There was, speaking of Keith Moon, he spent a week with Alice Cooper and his new wife, and they were just, partying really hard or whatever. And I guess Alice Cooper walked in at one point and Queeth Moon was dressed in a fucking French maid outfit and was like dusting shit and like speaking in like a high-pitched French accent, being like did I dust well enough or whatever? And like apparently he was like, the dude never had a hangover because he was always like just ahead of it,
always completely bombed.
And then I guess apparently like, he would do these bits with different people or whatever. He just didn't give a shit, but he didn't like fully fucking commit to him. And just like, and he'd stay in the fucking French maid outfit all day, like be in the fucking French maid and just getting hammered.
It's amazing, dude. Yeah, people were thoroughly entertained by Queeth Moon, but he did not last long on this world.
Our hero of the hardwood of this hangover episode is Queeth Moon, who never actually had a hangover. He just he rode that horse all the way down. But so this song is about a day in the life of Pete Townsend. He was in with a bunch of record executives, like dealing with royalties and shit for like 12 hours. And then like he got a big royalty check and he was like, fuck, I'm exhausted with all this goddamn music bullshit, business bullshit. And went down to a bar and like ran into Paul Cook and Steve Jones of the fucking Sex Pistols, who like they were heroes of his for like all the shit that they did for punk music. And like he fucking was like feeling weird and like conflicted because he's like, shit, like they didn't sell out like I did, and like I'm embarrassed about this, and then he ended up like getting super hammered and passed out in a doorway. And a cop came up and woke him up and recognized him and was like, hey, you can go sleep at home tonight instead of jail if you can get up and walk away. And so that's the line, right? And
Nice.
and it's funny because like I remember hearing this song as a kid, right? And like not really like the way that he says, you know, I woke up in a Soho doorway, a policeman knew my name. But for whatever reason, like when I heard it, I'd always misheard that lyric to say like, I woke up in a Soho goal where a policeman knew my name. And I was like, what the fuck is a goal? And so I was like, what is it? Why does a policeman have to know anything about a goal? And like, and there's this, you know, an old English spelling of jail. That's G-O-A-L.
G-A is
or whatever.
A-O-L, yeah.
Right. And so I was like, oh, so he's like using an old English version of jail. Okay, that's interesting. But then it's not even that at all. And that's not even how you say it. It's like it's doorway, not goalware. And I was like, okay, that was funny. But yeah, again, like I have not been good at talking or hearing for my whole life is the point there.
Oh, yeah, we know. No, okay.
We have new people listening in, you know, Switzerland and Latvia. So just want to make sure that they caught some of that. But Fro and I got to see John Paul Jones play with them Crooked Vultures. You were there too, Russ, weren't you? And it was that 2009?
Yeah, I sure was. Uh-huh. Yep.
Got to see them twice because they played like a pre-ACL show at Stubbs, which is like this 2,000 person venue in like downtown Austin. It's awesome. And then they played the ACL festival. So, you know, I never got to see the Who as a human being on this earth, but I did get to see John Paul Jones play, and that whole experience was super cool.
So wait, John Paul
like
Jones
ironic.
played in the wait, time out. He played in the Who and Led Zeppelin.
Oh God, damn
Because
it.
John Paul Jones is the bassist
He's
of
the
Led
Led
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin guy. I fucked all that up, didn't I?
Oh, I thought you were saying. I thought he did a stint in the Who I didn't even know about. I'm like, damn, that
Yeah, I
he got
thought
around.
you were. Yeah, and I was like, oh man, I had no idea, but I think it's because
Okay,
it's not true.
Way to go,
What?
Dave.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. Surprise, surprise, surprise,
Hey, but-
surprise.
It's because you went to the music class that was about producers and you learned all about them, but like the talent class when you're getting your music degree, you didn't take the talent class.
I didn't get a music degree, but
Yeah.
no, you're right. I didn't
You just went to
take the,
producer school.
and I didn't do very good research.
You're like, Butch Vig actually produced far more records than people give him credit for. Even though this is the Nevermind out anyway, dude.
Yeah. So never actually seen anybody from the Who play in a concert. So
No,
just
you have
revise my whole shit tonight because
Keep this in. I want people to see how the sausage is made.
okay, but no, so like I wasn't really a big fan of the Who until like that movie Son of Sam, which is that Spike Lee movie about the
Son of
David
Sam.
Berkowitz serial killer in New York where he's terrorizing everybody. Anyway, like the fucking character that Adrian Brody plays is this kind of punk and like plays that song.
Hey, Richie.
Yeah, he plays that Baba O'Reilly song, and I had never heard that song before.
Dude, Bob
In that
O'Reilly is
way.
the fucking best. Okay, of all the old fucking bands, the Who's my fucking favorite of like the 60s bands and stuff. And like, I would go watch. That's like the one old ass band I would go fucking see live with one time. I would see them.
Anyway, so this movie was great. Like I was like, holy shit, John Lozano is a really good actor. And there's like this whole sequence. It's one of those sequences in a movie where they have like this crazy rock scene that's like over like something that's kind of frenetically violent, and it's just like the juxtaposition of rock and roll and feelings and stuff, and super well done. Good job, everybody on the movie of that part. But then I was like, oh, okay, cool. I got to listen to The Who a little bit more. And then it was like, oh, cool, Magic Bus. Oh, cool, this. And then Tommy, and then just like all these other things that I do really like The Who. And they have a whole record called The Who Sells Out. And it's just like, it's all funny, like marketing stuff on the, like they've got a big old giant can of beans on the cover or whatnot. But like the fact that it's him feeling like they had sold out that inspired this whole song, and then they used this song to be the soundtrack of every single CSI show ever. It's just
ironic. It's funny.
Super ironic and hilarious. So this is a hangover song because he fucking was feeling guilty or feeling not great about himself when he met his rock idols, and he got super drunk and like passed out in the street, and a cop woke him up and was like, if you even know your own name, you can go home.
Right, you said that Keith Moon died a year after this song came out? So we said,
did I say that?
Right around there? Like right after, I think?
That sounds right. Yeah.
So they were saying during the recording of this song, or probably this album, I don't know, his stamina was so low that like they had to piece together his drum part like between breaks just so he could get through the whole thing, because he could not play the whole song.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy because it's like a really good drum track. I like all the dynamics in this song too, because it's like it moves all around, and like it has a little fake ending, and then it comes back and just really, really rocks. But yeah, another fantastic song about getting drunk and not knowing who the person is that you're talking to.
So Dave, also on this album is a song called "Trick of the Light." Do you know it?
Yeah.
Fuck that song. No. You don't know it?
I mean, I couldn't sing it for you.
Oh, okay. So like it is a fucking super rocking song. It's got like a really fucking awesome riff, and it's written by the bassist John Entwistle. Like he's the one who wrote it. But it's got this like fucking sweet riff going through it, and it's like, I don't know. And Roger Daltrey just fucking sings the shit out of it. Like I'm like, it's one of those like Who songs that nobody knows, and I'm like, fuck yes, this song is amazing.
So that was another part of this where like, so Pete Townsend wrote this song, but then Roger Daltrey's singing it, and like instead of saying just like the lyrics that Pete wrote of like, who are you? He's like, who the fuck are you? And so like Pete was taking that really personal and feeling like all in his feels about it, and then he's like hanging out with the Sex Pistols, and then just like having all this self-doubt, and just like got wasted and then passed out in the street.
Nice.
Happens to all of us, Pete. Happens to all of us.
There was this other, I'll tell one more story, which is Dave's wife found this fucking empty ballroom. So it was like the Titanic ballroom, and there were oil paintings of the Romanovs in it and stuff. It was really bizarre, like the old Russian monarchy.
Oh, you're talking about the cruise again.
Yeah.
All right, got it. Go ahead. Keep going.
And so we were like taking pictures in front of these oil paintings, goofing around. And it was like, there was like a Venus de Milo statue, and it was like, I don't know. It was closed. Nobody ever used this ballroom on the boat the whole time we were there, but she found it somehow. And so we were in this like enormous ballroom all by ourselves.
Empty space. Yeah.
And I was like, Dirty Dancing came up, and I was like, you guys need to recreate the Jennifer Grey leap at the end of Dirty Dancing right now. You got to do it. And Dave and her were like, all right, yeah, we're going to do it. And so she lined up on one side of this enormous ballroom and took off running and jumped into Dave's arms, and they fell immediately. He never had a chance. He was shaky from drinking all day, but also, you know, it takes some coordination and grace to pull that move.
I think they probably practiced it a couple of times.
You know, like, I don't think I could do that with my 10-year-old. Like,
yeah. Yes, you could.
I bet
you could do it with your 10-year-old.
I feel like I could do it with the 10-year-old.
It was hilarious, but I have it on video, so I'll have to show it to you. They failed the swan dive test.
It was yeah. It was one of those moments where you say like, I know this is not going to work, but it's going to be really funny. So let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Tit pick, baby, tit pick. Fuck yeah.
All right. Rounding out the field tonight, we've got pick number 6, and that's going to be Jeffro. What do you got to close out the day of Hangover, my guy?
I got a little song by the Los Angeles band Dum Dum Girls. It's called Coming Down, off the 2011 record Only in Dreams. You know, you got a bit of shoegaze, a bit of dream pop in here. That slacker rock kind of guitar that's like Teenage Fan Club.
When it first started, I thought it was the Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you got a lot of Mazzy Star in the song.
Yeah,
too.
it's there are comparisons made between this song and Mazzy Star. There are similarities, and I like that kind of like zone out. You know, it is repetitive, but as a musical minimalist, like I appreciate that. If we're, you know, just get in the groove and stay in there for a while. But this band was a good band. That the drummer Frankie Rose is a solo artist now, who's quite good. That does similar kind of music. But this is a band that started off as a bedroom recording project with 4 women, and they had a few good records, and now they're no longer together anymore. But they named the band after something like Iggy Pop has a song called Dum Dum Boys, and so it's a reference to that.
Homage.
But the reason I chose this is not only that I listen to it when I'm hungover, because it's just like it's like a laying on the couch song, or like smoking the joint the next day while you're getting over your hangover song. But it's also about the lead singer whose name is Dee Dee. That's her performance name, but her actual name is
Dum
Kristen. Kristen Gundred is her name. Sorry, but no, she wrote this song about the death of her mother, and as you guys may or may not know, I lost my dear old mom a couple weeks ago. And so it's like kind of full circle there. It's not only about hangovers, but it's about losing your mom. And she was saying that she was like trying to dissociate from the feeling of that the whole time. And I might have been guilty of the same thing, because my mom passed away and I went and partied for a few days pretty hard right after. But it was really, you know, I was enjoying myself, but it was also a way of like just totally avoiding or it was like grief procrastination. Like I was just waiting till like after that was over with, then I had to deal with it.
Do you know what I heard is good for that? Honestly,
what's that?
Squirters. So I think you did a great job.
Yeah, it's true. And squirting does remind me of my mom. So. So thanks for that.
Can you imagine how much worse off you'd have been had you not come and experienced squirting in that moment?
It would have been shitty, dude. If I didn't go, I would have always wondered what, you know, it was.
Yeah.
And the sunk cost of it, because we had spent so much money on it by that time, like how expensive it was to go on that fucking boat. That, yeah. But the joke was it was my mom's final guilt trip, Russ, because I left like it was the very last flight I could get on, and she was very clearly about to pass away, and we had said our goodbyes for like a couple of days, and we'd been in the room with her for 2 straight days, but it was like the end wasn't quite there yet, and I went ahead and left, but she was always complaining about me leaving, and so then it was like there was her one final like, he left me at the bitter end when there was like 3 hours left. And that's about how much time it took after I left until she passed away. But yeah, so it was her final guilt trip. But there were people there, and I had been there for a while, and it was like, I don't know if you've ever watched somebody die, but it's their body.
Not great, Bob. Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, their body just kind of like, even after they're gone mentally and they're like in a sleep zone or like basically gone, the body is still trying to keep them alive, which is so weird. And so it's like their breathing becomes apneic, and then it's like,
oh yeah,
the hospice people start to count how many seconds there are between their breaths, and it gets longer and longer and longer until they finally just stop breathing. But we were like 9 or 10 seconds between breaths when I left, and then it was like a few hours out.
Was she conscious at this point? Or it's just
No. They're like
Okay.
completely, when somebody's like at the bitter end like that, they're completely unconscious. And so she had been, the writing was on the wall, and it was the end. But
it's tough, man.
tough stuff, man.
Yeah, dude. No, it was because when you had texted or said, I think it was earlier that week that you're like, hey, I got to go to Shreveport and I got to put my mom in hospice. And it was like, oh shit. Like we were just there for your dad. Like it felt like just yesterday. And then like,
Yeah, no, it was just 3 years ago.
and that's crazy that it was 3 years ago too. It's just like that. It doesn't feel like that long to me, but I'm sure it feels like that to you. I don't know.
It's sort of a short timeline because mom just never was able to recover from dad passing away. So it's almost like the Notebook situation. Like they just she couldn't live without him, and it was like it was obvious. Like we did everything we could to like set her up with like the best possible situation, but
dude,
she just couldn't do it.
I was so glad that you were able to make it though, because like we got in, you got in super late. We didn't see you until the next morning because like I don't think you got to the hotel till like 2, and we were all well passed out at that point. But like, I was talking with Bobby and JC and wife about just sort of like, man, like that's fucking crazy. Like that, his mom just passed away. Like he's got to be feeling crazy right now, and then it was just sort of like this idea that Bob was like, yeah, but like where better could he be going right now to like come into this space with, his best friends and go, do something that is his favorite thing to do and see one of his favorite bands and just like be sort of enveloped in love. And then like we got on this fucking boat and it just became this whole other magical thing, it was
like a fairy tale or something. It was like a fantasy land, and so it was a really nice escape from the. I mean, when you've been like with somebody who's like literally dying at the very end for 2 or 3 days, like that is. It's a uniquely human experience that we don't have very often, and it's pretty horrible. Like you're just, the finality of the whole thing.
Yeah,
and it's like this. There's a smell to it. There's a bad smell in the room. It's like dank and depressing as shit, and you just have to like force yourself to be in there. Because it's somebody that you love, and you've got to make sure that they're going out the right way and all that stuff.
Yeah, and you're honoring their life.
Elvis to my mom and shit like that. But it was it was. But then to just like turn around and it's like, okay, that happened, and now we're gonna go into fantasy land for a little while. That it was nice with you guys who are like my family. So. It made sense.
Well, and so then like we get on the boat, right? And they finally start that first Modest Mouse set, and then he plays the Wooden Ships track and Wooden Soldiers, excuse me, off of their 2021 record. And listener, don't just like skip on the newest Modest Mouse too, because it's still fantastic. But the whole song there is about just like making plans in the sands as the tides roll in. I didn't plan it. And like we're staring down different beats of it. And then like the end of the song is like he's singing about how just being here with you is enough for me. And like there's this whole nice element to this song that's like I'm in this moment with my friend who's just going through this crazy life experience. And like we all just want to be here to support you and like And we're so excited to have you here that we get to like, do all this together. And I don't know. It was
Yeah, I felt like there was a lot of hugging in that moment where he's like,
There was a lot of hugging in that moment,
Here
yeah.
with you is enough for me. And it's like, just being here now is enough for me.
Yeah, I remember Dave saying that a little bit later you saw Isaac Brock and you asked him if that was the most profound thing he had ever written.
Yeah, I was like, was that the most? Was that the
Did it
most
change how
profound
he thought
moment
about the world?
for you? Yeah, was singing to me yesterday. Was that the most profound moment you've ever felt?
It's level at the peak. Being here with you is enough for me. So it's just like this idea that we get to the top, but it's like we don't feel unstable. We feel, I don't know, like safe and secure, and just it was really beautiful. I loved it. I want to go back. I have to go back, Jack. It's not Penny's boat. Whatever else you want to say. When you picked this song, I knew that about how she'd written it after her mom had passed, and I figured we were going to get to this, and I'm
that fucking predictable, huh?
You had good parents, man, and like I think we're all pretty lucky to be here in this moment and have made the friends that we've made and have these relationships that we have, and for all of their fucking faults, I think we gotta at least give credit to our parents for giving us enough rigor for us to rebel against and have open minds and think about things differently than they did.
Hell yes.
Honestly, I was like, Dave, are you gonna make me follow up this with my fucking weak ass Bloody Mary story? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, Russ was like, because I'd put the order in earlier. With,
you guys even talked about it before. That's funny.
With Not This Song is the last song.
I thought I was going to surprise you with it. I didn't know. I was like, Jesus.
Well, that's the thing. Is like when we, we make picks, like we actually go and listen to yours and like do a little bit of like reading about
do
the
research.
band you picked.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're
okay.
right. I don't do
cool.
a goddamn bit of listening or research about your pick. I like to be surprised by what you pick. I like to hear it for the first time sometimes. Most of the time when it's a Russ song, it's my first time.
That is fun. I'll give it to you there. But yeah, man, no, thanks for sharing. It's a tough thing. And now, like, with your newfound status as orphan, does that change your tax bracket? Or
I was saying it's your orphan year, man.
Yeah, 43.
Is there like a Daddy Warbucks in your future that's going to come in and like adopt you, or he couldn't have children on his own, so now and you'll get to sing about having red hair?
So stupid. I don't even know how to. I was like, don't be a no guy, be a yes and guy. And I was just like, I cannot even think of anything to say right there.
Epstein Island.
I was thinking about Epstein. I was like, who would adopt me, Dave? Like, who's even a funny person to say? Like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Is that funny? I don't know what
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today, listener. Thanks for hanging out with us and muscling through this Advil-driven experience of headache and pain. And we'll grab another one. We'll do it again next week. Actually, let's wait. Let's do it in 2 weeks. Yeah, we'll see you every other Wednesday. We'll fill her up again. But just try and get through the rest of Wednesday today. You're almost to the weekend. Before we get out of here, let's crack open the inbox and see if we got an email. And we do, actually. We've got one from old Jimmy up in UNT, and old Denton Jimmy. And he says, hey, guys, hey, Dave, it's Jimmy. I was listening to the drugs episode and was thinking about that time that we gave you ketamine after you were hammered at the bar. I don't think I've ever seen someone throw up that much in my whole life. Anyway, I'm glad we're still alive. Those are some fun times. Well, hell yeah, Jimmy. I definitely remember feeling like I'd fallen through the floor and then throwing up all over that lady's apartment. So I'm also glad that we didn't die. Thanks for listening. I miss you, bud. There's no music rec from Jimmy, but, in the spirit of the boat, I've been feeling that Portugal record from last year. Let's give that track and Goon off their Sheesh record from 2025 a spin as we lock up. The opening music is from the Shaolin Death Squad. Please go check them out and see why we dig them so much. And listener, we'll see you in 2 weeks. As always, the tracks from today's show are in the Spotify playlist in the show notes. Give them all a spin and play them loud. Keep jamming. This episode of Six Picks Music Club was produced by Dylan Everyhole. Edited by Jack Goffman. With special thanks to Dixie Rhett.